Hello everyone, Eid Mubarak. This will be my first video post Ramadan. Alhamdulillah, we were able to witness and finish Ramadan in good health. I just wanted to make this video and share some updates about the assessment and evaluation we had. I had a meeting with Khalil's teacher, my son. So for those of you who are just watching this video for the first time, my name is Coach-FattyGiwa-FG. I am a parent to a child on the autism spectrum. I am a parent advocate. I am also an autism parent coach. And here I am today sharing this video about the progress so far in terms of school and how things are going. I've been going so far for this school year. If you have been following me for some time, you will know that last year wasn't an easy year for us. It was a very difficult year for me regarding my son academically. And it was really challenging. It was really tough. But somehow, I don't know, this year it's been all, I don't even know. It's not been completely great, but it's been better. And I hope that it continues to get better, definitely, by God's grace. So I had a session with his teachers. Yes, I said teachers. So he's class teacher, he's facilitator slash shadow teacher. And yes, so we had this meeting to discuss how far how he's been doing, because I realized that we had not had the opportunity to talk about his progress since the first term, and then this is the second term, and we're now going to the third term. So I had to insist that we had that meeting. I always like to follow up with him. In fact, I've been following up with them for a long time, and for some reason their schedule was not able to, they couldn't find time for me, but eventually finally. And so it was really it was so relieving. I will say it was relieving to hear all the good things that Khalil's teacher had to say about him. First of all, he was like, there is definitely a lot of progress, and we compared notes together, because obviously I was also there last year. I knew the struggles, I knew the challenges we were all facing it together, because if you know, we work as a team, myself and my son's teacher, so we're always communicating back and forth on everything we're doing. And then I follow up with them with whatever he's doing in school. I follow up with them at home, with him at home. And so so the first thing that they made me to understand that he now sits a lot in class. Like, he sits in class, and for me, honestly, that was like the highlight. Like, it was a big win. Last year we struggled a lot to get him to sit in class. They couldn't get him to sit in class. It was just like 1 minute in class and 10 minutes or 20 minutes. In fact, he was always wandering around the classroom. The entire year we had nothing. If you go through my blogs, I wrote about last year. I wrote about the school year. I wrote extensively about how difficult and challenging it was. So if you want to catch up on that, you can check on my website, www.fattygiwa.com. But it was funny to hear his teachers now say that he not only sits in his classroom, but he now sits he sits and takes classes from 3 different classrooms. So I'm going to break it down. It's funny, I know. So the beginning of this term, his shadow teacher, facilitator, you can also read about our relationship with her on my blog, got promoted from being a shadow teacher to classroom teacher for 1st grade. And now my son is in 2nd grade, but he's so attached to his shadow teacher. He's so close with her, and they have this really beautiful relationship. And so, which automatically now means that he's also going to be part of our class, because he still follows her around. He still goes to her. And so most times you can find my son in her classroom in 1st grade. Another thing to note is that even though he's in 2nd grade, he's still working with with first grade books and manuals and level in school. So he's still being taught on first grade level. He's not yet on the second grade books and everything. So he goes to his facilitators class, and then he also now sits in his teacher's classroom and takes classes with them. That's in the second grade. And then so second grade, they have second grade A and second grade B. He also likes to go to the second grade B class. She's also an awesome teacher, and I have very good relationship with all three teachers anyway. And so my son now, his teacher was like, he goes to all three classes depending on what subject he's been taking and depending on what interests him. And he's not just there to distract or like how we used to do before. Maybe he's there for the books or just to distract or to make meltdowns or tantrums. No, he goes there to sit down and he's present, and like he goes to the classroom. So they say he goes to the classroom, he sits he sits down and makes sure everyone has their books open to the same pages as the teacher. Like he wants to be sure, so he goes around, like he goes and observes to make sure that they all have their pages open to the page that the teacher wants to teach them on. And if your book is not on the right page, he's going to help you open it. And it was just really funny. I got emotional at a point when they were telling me about this, because I in my mind I was like, this is someone that we couldn't get him to sit in one classroom last year, and then just this year he's sitting in 3 classrooms. Like it's almost unbelievable. But I can only say alhamdulillah. I know that sometimes it seems like the change is never going to happen. It feels like so many things, it can be very slow. It still seems slow most times, but I see change happening. I see a lot of improvement, and I believe that more will definitely follow. And so that was really one of the things that, and for me, it was even just what really made my day. Another thing is that, so last year we didn't get, he never had the opportunity to write any test or any exam. Like, what test will you give him? There was nothing, because you couldn't even get him to sit down. And all I wanted last year, I remember saying that I just wanted a sheet of paper with my son's name on it. And I said, okay, this is what my son did. But we didn't have that. And I was so happy to see his name. He wrote his name on his test. So he had tests and exams and everything. They evaluated him based on his level. They gave him tests and exams and everything. And he was really able to do some things on his own. And it was so impressive for me. I was so excited to see all this. And I kept asking his teacher, are you sure he did this on his own, like unassisted? And she said yes. And they have this way of teaching him. So most times they read to him. They also show him visuals. So they already understand how he understands and how they can teach him to understand certain things. So they have this method at which they will not only just allow him to read, they read it to him. And apart from reading it to him, they show him images. And so it was more like there was more visuals, because yes, my son is a visual learner. So there was a lot of visual. And she said it didn't take him so long to figure them out. Like he was able to identify so many things that I didn't even think that he knew. And the fact that also these are in Portuguese, so it is a big step. It is a very huge win for us. And so aside from that, we had some few areas of challenge and challenges that he obviously has. I knew the subtraction was going to be difficult for him, although he started getting it when I was teaching him. But somehow, I don't know, his teacher said that he's not getting the subtraction anymore, that he was not able to do a lot of the subtractions. And I felt, okay, maybe I need to start spending more time with him, doing more subtraction. We're able to highlight some areas where he needed help, where I hope to be helping him out in certain areas, like, social studies and mathematics. I mentioned subtraction and just order some little things that she called my attention to, that needed to be resolved. But like I said, we work as a team, so her giving me all of this information is getting me ready to set new goals and check out some goals. Yes, we are able to achieve a lot of goals that I didn't even expect that we will achieve within this period. And so obviously now we have to work on those areas that he needs help, and this is where I come in. I haven't really, I have to confess, I haven't really had time to to study with him like I used to do. Not like I had, it's not like I haven't had time, but I have been spending more time and attention on helping him to be, more independent in some other areas of life, not just everyday studying. Because if you look back last year, we did a lot of studying. Like I was always buying activity books. We were always doing maths, English, Portuguese, different. Everything was, mostly so. But during the last holiday, I really tried to change some things and make him involved with some things around the house. So during the Ramadan, we do a lot of engagement, bonding, family time. We do a lot of dishwashing, cleaning, hygiene, helping him to show him to take care of himself, and so a lot of things. Not just, so I don't want to be majorly focusing on just education itself. I want to also be able to involve him around the things in the house. In fact, during the Ramadan we cooked together, and I saw that he had so much interest in cooking, and he's slowly getting not getting scared. He used to be scared of the fire and the whole oven, but I noticed that he's slowly getting comfortable. So we whisk the egg together, and he will want to pour it into the frying pan, and we roll chin chin together. We did some stuffs together in the kitchen, and I know he enjoys spending time in the kitchen. We wash dishes together. So definitely, the thing is that at the end of the day, I just know that there's always work to do. There's always something to do, despite the gains, despite the win. Why am I sharing this, you might say? Because I know that a lot of parents can be going through that phase that I was last year, that phase of, trying to get their child to sit in class, that phase of frustration, not being able to do anything, where you feel like you're just paying school fees and you're not getting anything out of your child. It can get better. That's just what I want to say. It can get better. We do not give up. We do not give up. We have to do the work. We have to put in a lot of work, and it's okay to ask for help. Involve people, involve his teacher, communicate with their educators. For me, this is one of the biggest wins, or the biggest strength for me, the way we communicate back and forth. In fact, I have a WhatsApp group that I created, and it's called Khalil Support Team. So we go back and forth and we exchange information, and it's really built the communication gap for us. It helps us to understand him better. It helps us to understand each other better. So it is definitely one of those things that has helped work for us. I get a lot of questions from people lately asking, does it get better? Because he recently turned 8, and they want to know, especially those who want to be parents with younger kids, like, does it get better? And my answer is always like, a mixed one. But looking back now, I think I can actually say for sure that it does get better in some areas, and then it doesn't in some areas. So like, you don't get like 100% at once, but you get like a 50-50. But there's definitely one thing for sure, which each level, like so far, how much he grows with each year. Let me say yes, with each year I realized that there's always something new. So it's like, you're crossing off one thing and another new thing to deal with. So there's always something to deal with. There's always something to be worked on so far, and you just can't get tired. It can be really tiring. It can be frustrating, but like I have been sharing for the past 30 days and 29 days in Ramadan, I've been sharing about patience. Like it is just the ultimate reward, that when you are patient and you are doing the work, knowing that in the end something good will come out of it. You can't just fold your hands and wait for results to come or for miracle to happen. It wouldn't happen that way. It can't happen that way. You just have to do the work. You have to do the work. You have to be able to put in the effort. And this is why I am sharing this, to encourage moms that have little ones and are going through some difficult period, especially with their children's education, that it can actually get better. A lot can happen within one term, a lot can happen within 1 year, a lot can happen within days. You never can know. It all depends on each child's capacity. So, and you remember, I say this as often as possible, each child is different. You cannot compare my child's improvement or success or challenges with how your child will get to. Your child might even get to those stages earlier than my child. They are all different. They are unique, and each one of them have their special abilities and strength. So I hope you find yours. I hope that this video makes some sense, makes a lot of sense to some people. I hope that you find it motivating, because that is the purpose. I hope you find it encouraging. I hope that it gives you strength and some answers to what you questions or whatever situation you're going through right now. If you want, you could check out my website www.Coach-FattyGiwa-FG for some of our experiences. I have written extensively on certain experiences. I'll also follow my page Journey with FG on Instagram to see how we do our daily lives and watch some of our videos and how the activities that we do each day. So with this note, I will say goodbye. I hope to come back next time to share some great news, I believe, or I'll also come back here to share some challenging behaviors, or to come and cry. But no, I don't wish to come and cry. I believe that it will continue to be great news from now on. Thank you so much for everyone. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my page. See you next time. Bye.